Hello, this is Lars from virtualcoinstore.com with a small video about crypto coin mining. First of all, I would say that any site that I talk about in this video, I will put a link in the description so you can find it afterwards. Um, it will not be a technical guide, it will more to be a guide or a video to tell a little about crypto coin mining in general. So what we will look into is what is cryptocurrency mining. Then we will talk a little about the different sorts of mining, and then we will talk a little about hardware and what hardware is needed, what hardware I would recommend, and if it's profitable to mine. So let's get started. You could describe mining as a way that you help to process crypto coin transaction using your mining equipment. By doing this, you as a miner are rewarded with the kind of free coins and transaction fees. I will try to show you that. So here we are at coinwars.com to have a small look at some of the coins that we think about mining. That's always a good idea. So for the sake of this tutorial, I have chosen to have a look at Bitcoin, but it's more or less the same for any crypto coin. You'll, by the way, find more or less any crypto coins listed here on CoinWars. So Bitcoin, first thing we look at is the blockchain. It's healthy. Any coin that you would be mining should have a healthy blockchain, or it's a bad signal if it's not. Connections 8. SHA-256, that's the hash algorithm. There are two main algorithms used. It's the SHA-256 and that you know from Bitcoin, Peercoin, Namecoin, and a lot of other coins, especially many of the older coins, but also some of the newer ones. Then there's the script-based algorithm that you will know from Dogecoin, from Anoncoin, from Litecoin, and also a huge number of coins. Then you have a lot of new algorithms, X11, X13, and yeah, you name it, there are like 10, 15 different, maybe even more. Many developers has made kind of new algorithms now because this is kind of, you could say, it's the kind of the way the data is processed. So for mining, many a lot of hardware has been developed specifically to mine a certain algorithm. So looking into Bitcoin mining or Litecoin mining, or it can be very hard for the average private person to mine from home and kind of take part in the mining, because you need to buy specific mining equipment, and if you're not living in a place with a low electricity cost, or you don't have the money to buy the state-of-art mining equipment, it can be very hard to mine and still make some coins and some value from the mining. So for that reason, developers has tried to make some coins that you can still mine with your computer from home and don't need a lot of extra new mining equipment. The proof of work, there's alternatively a proof of stake method. I don't want to go so much into depth with that because that's not really needed for the mining. You can Google it and look into it. Then there's a coin to be issued. This could vary. It's in this case of Bitcoin, there will be a total of 21 million coins when all coins have been mined. That will happen, I believe, around 2041. I'm not 100% sure about that. But at the moment, I believe around 15 million coins has been mined. And it works like this, you could say. Each 10 minutes a new block with 25 coins is being released. It will, in the case of Bitcoin, halfen each 4 years. So I believe that the blocks has been on 25 coins for a little more than a year at the moment. So in a little less than 3 years, it will go down to 12.5 coins per block, and then it will go to 6.25 coins per block, and so on, until the whole amount of bitcoins has been mined. This is an average time for Bitcoin. I think it's rather accurate, but for other coins, where the because there's so many miners, and so it will give a rather stable amount of mining power into the network. But for other coins, some coins are mined by some multi-pools and so on. So the data power or the hashing power put into the network differs a lot. So it could basically be that many blocks are found just after each other, and then there will be a break from finding some blocks for some time. But this is the average time. It's normally between 1 and 10 minutes. Differs from coin to coin. So in this way, if we look at Bitcoin, that will say that each hour 150 coins is being released, and that must be then around, it must be 3,600 coins a day, and that would give around 1.3 million coins a year currently. But again, in a little more than around 3 years, less than 3 years, it would halfen down to half of that. So it's then around 650,000 for 4 years, and so on. The difficulty is how hard it is to find blocks. The network will adjust this. It also depends a little, I believe, I'm not really sure about that, but I believe for Bitcoins it adjusts the difficulty each 2 weeks. So it simply look at how much power is put into the mining network, and then it will adjust the difficulty, so it will ensure that only one block is found each, in this case, each 10 minutes on average. For other coins, there are some new techniques for some of the newer coins, where it basically adjusts more or less instantly to avoid that multi-pools can go in and mine for a few seconds with a gigantic amount of mining power, and find a lot of blocks, and and leave the mining for this coin again instantly, or more or less instantly. So yeah, that's a little info about the specific coin that is good to have before you start mine a certain coin. It's always nice to know that no one can just print coins out of thin air, just like with the fiat currencies. So check out the stats and info on your preferred coin to mine before you get started. One last thing I should probably mention about the block reward is that on top of the block reward, the miners are also rewarded with the transaction fees that is being generated by the network. So when every normal user of a certain coin is sending coins to someone else or paying for a service, a very small transaction fee is taken, and it will also go, this transaction fee will go to the miners. So in case you look at the block rewards for Bitcoins, you will see that normally maybe 25.4 Bitcoins is released for each block. So the 25 will come, as we talked about, from the block reward, and the 0.4 in this case would come from the transaction fees. In the future, as we talked about, the block reward will go down as it halvens for Bitcoins each 4 years. But hopefully the transaction fees will grow because more people start to use bitcoins or and other coins. So this will be the way that in the future that the miners will have their rewards. So when you have found out that you want to mine and chosen a coin to mine, then there are basically two ways that you can mine. Of course, you need to have some mining equipment, but when you have that set up, you will need to. You can either mine solo, where you mine directly into a coin. The benefit from this is that every time you find a block, then you can take then you will get all the coins by yourself. There's no one to share the coins with. 100% of the block reward will go into your crypto coin wallet. The bad thing about that is, especially if you mine the bigger coins where normally the best mining value is, then it will be extremely hard for you unless you have a very high amount of mining power to find blocks, and it will be very unstable. Of course, you can be lucky like in the lottery and find a couple of blocks more or less instantly, but on average with even the best Bitcoin miner at the moment, the Antminer S7, it would take you a couple of years to find one block of Bitcoins, and maybe you never find one, maybe you find 3 in a year, but especially if you invest in some relatively good mining equipment, it's maybe more fun to see a stable income, or so you can kind of predict how much coins you will get, and that you can get by joining a mining pool where basically you will be many miners mining together, and each time someone finds a block, then you will share this block compared to how much mining power. So if you, let's just say you are putting in 1% of the mining power that this pool or group of miners has, then you will get 1% of the block reward. And as you are many people mining together, you will normally find blocks very regularly, and you can almost predict how much coins you will earn within a certain period of time. As an example, I will show you one of my mining accounts. Now, I'm not a big miner, just a hobby miner. I have mining with 3 different pools at the moment. This one is the smallest one, but here I'm mining at the moment. You see I'm mining Litecoin and Megacoin. Normally I'm mining with 60 gigahash on average and 450 kilo hash on average. Now I'm just showing you multi-pool as an example. You should choose a pool that has the coin that you want to mine. So if you want to, so first you find what coin it is you want to mine, and then you try to Google and find a good pool that is that has the coin you want to mine. Normally, I would suggest that you would mine some of the bigger coins. Normally, they have the best value. So let's say that you want to have gigabytes. Then maybe it would be better for you to mine Litecoins and then sell your Litecoins and buy gigabytes. In this way, you would probably get more gigabytes than if you were mining gigabytes directly. So in general, the best value at the moment is in the bigger coins like Dogecoin, Litecoin and Bitcoin, and also in some of the new types of coins like X11 and some of the other ones. But try to look at the profitability of the coins you're thinking about, and choose simply the best one with the highest, and then exchange into the coin that you want to hold long term. In this case, we're on multi-pool, but there are, as I said, many good pools. If you are just mining bitcoins, I will recommend the pool called Ant Pool, which is owned and operated by Bitmain, who is also the producer of some of the best Bitcoin miners, the Ant miners. But yeah, again, look into what coin you want to mine and find a pool that is suitable for that coin. Some of the coins, like some of the pools, like this one, is multi-pool. Is a multi-pool. Some of the pools are just pools where you can the end pool is simply only dedicated for Bitcoin mining. This multi-pool is basically where you now it's a little bad example because I'm mining only mega coin now, but normally actually I would put my miner to mine in multi-pool mode, where it will always mine the one with the highest profitability. So actually right now it would be normally mining Litecoins. And that is a good way if you don't want to sit and check out the profitability of all coins all the time. Then simply join a multi-pool and have the pool to calculate what coins are good to mine at the moment. One thing to say about the pools is that it costs a little to be a part of the pool. Normally a pool will take anywhere between half to 2% of the coins generated. So I believe that multi-pool charge 1.5%. So in case I mine 100 digibytes, they would basically take 1.5 digibytes as a fee for being part of the pool. So some might say it's difficult to set up a miner and get started, and I would say yes and no. It can be rather tricky sometimes. I'll try to give you an idea on how it's done, but yeah. The first thing you need to do is, of course, to buy some mining equipment. You find out if you want to mine a coin that is using SHA script or X11 or whatever kind of algorithm, and then you buy some equipment that fits that algorithm. Then normally the normal step would be to install a USB driver on your computer. I'm using a static USB driver. Then you would install some mining software. I'm personally using CG Miner, but it depends a little on what hardware, what mining hardware you have bought, and what script you are mining, which software you would need. But yeah, that should be in the description of your mining equipment. So find out what the producer recommend and then download this software. Then you will need to configure this software. Normally you will need to create a .bat file, which is the file you will run each time you start your miner. I have made an example here. This is only an example. I would not even know if it's working. It would probably not work with any of my mining equipment, but just so you get an idea on how the file would look like. It would be name of the software and then your pool address. If we go back to multi-pool in this case, you would see here the pool addresses. Here you will find this with in the pool that you have joined, or alternatively, if you are mining a coin directly, you will find this at the coin's website. So let's say we wanted to set up a SHA-256 miner. And we wanted to join the multi-pool where we would mine different coins, whatever, which one have the best value. Then we would copy this URL, and then we would go to our file. You would create this file in Notepad. You could create this bat file in Notepad, and then we would set in this pool address, and it would look something like this. and then we would go back to in this case multipool, and we would find our account information that we see here. Our worker name is liberlandminer.antminer, and that we would put in here as a worker name, and we would put in our username on the site, and then we would put in a password. Normally most pools don't use password, so it would just be an X, and then we would put in frequency and voltage. It could also differ a little what info is needed here, depending on what mining equipment that you have bought. But I suggest that you look into the producer's advice on the mining equipment that you have. It could be different. What is the recommended frequency and voltage? You can adjust this, and you will maybe get some more power out of your miner. I suggest that you go with the producers, or maybe a little more mining power, but not that much more. The miners is normally doing best long term by mining the suggested with the suggested mining power. Again, this is strictly an example, but if you follow these steps, hopefully your miner would be running and you would be mining. But again, what I suggest is that you read the documentation from the producer of the mining hardware that you have bought, and maybe try to find some instruction videos on how to set up this exact miner. And hopefully you are now mining and making some coins, and when you have some coins, then it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 to withdraw. It's simply to paste in your address of your wallet of the specific coin, and the pool will send you coins. In this case, you can put in how much you want to mine before it's paid out, or you can simply put auto payout of everything each day, or however you prefer to do it. It's very easy. In case you maybe think you would like to try mining without buying your own mining equipment to start with, but would like to understand how mining works, and yeah, then there are two options that you could try out. The first option is that you simply rent some mining equipment from a private person or from a small company. This is one site that offers this, nicehash.com. I don't know if this is the best one. There are 3, 4, 5 big ones out there. You can try to have a look in Google and see which one offer the best prices, and so before you choose anything. But what is doing on this site is that this site basically connects you with private persons or small companies who rent out mining power. Is this a good idea? Yes and no. It could be a good idea if you want to try a little mining, if you have set up an account with a multi-pool or a pool in general, and would like to try a little mining. Then you could rent some mining power and basically see how the pool is working and how much coins you are generating. What you do is simply send your account information to the person you rent the mining power from, and the person will then set up his or her miner with this information, and you will see that the miner is mining into your account. Is this a way to make any revenue? No. It's you will not earn anything, but you can maybe learn learn a little about how mining is working. The coins that you will earn from the mining will be less than you pay to the person who has the mining equipment. I'm quite sure. However, this could be a good idea if you see a new coin coming up that maybe use an algorithm where you do not have the mining equipment. It could be maybe there's coming a new coin using NeoScript algorithm, and you do not have the mining equipment, and you don't maybe want to buy a lot of and set up a lot of equipment just to get in on this coin from day one. You would like to see how the coin develop before you buy this equipment. So then you could rent some mining power from the person offering NeoScript mining, and you could mine into this new coin, and you could see how it goes. Maybe long term you buy your own NeoScript mining equipment, or maybe you just want to be in during the first couple of weeks, buy maybe some of these new coins on an exchange, and mine a little yourself. So it's a really nice way if you want to be in on a new coin. To do it this way, but long term and with the big coins mining through a service like this, I doubt it will be profitable for you, because in this case also NiceHash and the person who actually own this miner need to earn something, and as there's already a small margin for profits in mining, I really doubt that this will be the best way to earn from crypto coins. Then it's probably more profitable to simply buy some already mined coins. But it is an option. It's an option where you can learn a little about and test out, try out mining without buying some equipment. Last comment on this type of renting mining equipment could be that it's very flexible. You can basically rent mining equipment from just a few hours and until several months. So very flexible way to get started with mining. Another option, if you want to start mining and not buying your own equipment to start with, is to look into cloud mining. Cloud mining is basically where you make or buy a mining contract with a cloud mining provider. A cloud mining provider is normally a little bigger company who has set up a big mining farm in an area with cheap electricity, and then they offer people to buy into this mining farm by a certain amount of hashing or mining power for a certain amount of time, and in that way mine without having the users needing to buy their own equipment. So we can look a little into the pricing. Now I'm looking today at Genesis Mining. There are 3-4 other bigger providers of this kind of services. When I had a quick look a couple of weeks ago, I found the Genesis to be the best of them with the best prices, but it could change. So have a look around. But Genesis Mining has been around for a couple of years, and that's actually a long time within cloud mining. And also Genesis Mining, what I like about them is that they pay out daily, so you do not risk that your coins are stocked with them in case they go bankrupt or for another reason they close down or something like that. Then you have at least gotten your coins that you have earned so far. So as you see in the example here with the Genesis Mining, they currently offer two kind of contract. They offer a SHA-256 contract, which is would normally be used for mining bitcoins. You can also choose a few other coins. They also offer an X11 contract, a 1-year X11 contract. However, it seems to be sold out. In the past, I also have seen that they were offering script mining, but that's apparently also sold out or not active anymore. So let's look at the lifetime Bitcoin mining contract here. You'll see the prices here. What's important to look into is the price per gigahash. So you see, the more hashing power you buy, the cheaper the price per gigahash. With Genesis mining and with most of the other mining providers, you could also buy anywhere in between here. So basically it just means that as long as you buy less than 1,000 gigahash, you will pay 45 dollar cents for each gigahash, and when you buy above or in between 1,000 and 15,000, you will pay 42 dollar cents per gigahash, and above from 15,000 gigahash it will be 39 dollar cents per gigahash. So the more you buy, the cheaper you will get it. But this is the price that you will pay when you sign up for the contract. On top of that, you will need to pay a service fee each day. That's not a fee that you will actually send to the cloud mining provider. That's a fee that will be deducted from your earnings. When I had a look at Genesis mining, I believe 2-3 weeks ago, the daily service fee for each gigahash was on $0.0012, and that was the cheapest I found out there. The 3 other cloud mining services I checked out, they had service fees on $0.0015 per gigahash. So that's a good sign for Genesis mining, that they apparently keep their cost low, so they can offer the best prices. And the prices was very similar, but again it could have changed. So in case you're buying, at least if you're buying a bigger contract, I would strongly suggest you to check out the different providers and see which one has the best contract at the moment. But again, the earning you will get is the difference between what is actually mined and the service fee. So if the daily service fee is $0.0012 and you are mining bitcoins worth $0.0025, then you will have earned bitcoin in that day worth $0.0013. The reason this is not really a lifetime Bitcoin plan, but rather a temporary plan, is that your contract will only be valid as long as it's profitable. In time, many factors will change. There will be faster and cheaper mining equipment, or at least the equipment would be cheaper per gigahash mined. The equipment would be able to mine more gigahash, and it will probably cost the same as the new equipment we have today. And also the price of bitcoins, or whatever coin you are mining, would change, and also the amount of mining power put into the network would change in time. So in time also, the price of mining 1 gigahash would go down, and in this way at some point your contract paying $0.0012 for each gigahash in service fee each day would not be profitable anymore. So it's hard to say right now if your contract would run for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years, for 8 months, or whatever. But it's for sure not a lifetime contract, but a contract until it's not profitable to mine with this service fee anymore. And then we can just hope that within this contract period that you will have earned back these 45 dollar cents or whatever you paid for each gigahash. Is it profitable to mine this way? Honestly, I highly doubt it. These companies, whether it's Genesis Mining or another cloud mining provider, they also need to make some earnings for themselves and for their investors. They need to use some money on marketing. They need maybe to pay out some affiliate earnings, to give out some bonuses and all kind of things. So with small margins within mining, I really doubt that you will end up earning back your 45 or even 39 dollars that you have paid for each gigahash. But it could be, again, it's extremely difficult to say because no one knows how the prices and what new mining equipment will be on the market, how the difficulty will change, and how many people will and the price of the coins. So yeah, it's an open question, but it is a good solution. If you want to start mining, then you could try to make a smaller contract with one of these and see how it goes. I think it's a fun way to have a few coins ticking into your wallet each day. And personally, I have a 250 gigahash contract with mining bitcoins, and I also have a 1 year contract only on a small one mining start coins. If in case you want to try out Genesis mining, check out my link under the description. That's my affiliate link. If you click on that, you will get a 2.5% discount on whatever deal you are buying with Genesis. But again, I think you should see cloud mining as more something fun than something where you can actually earn anything. But when that is said, it's also not that you will be losing a lot, but because definitely you will earn at least most of your investment back. Okay, now we have looked into the different ways that you can mine. That you could either mine with your own equipment, or that you could either rent some mining equipment, or you could mine via cloud mining service. So what would I recommend you to do? First of all, you need to make up two questions with yourself. Will you be mining for kind of the fun of it and to get into coin mining, just to get an understanding? If that's the case, you could either buy a cheap miner. You can buy it on our site, virtualcoinstore.com, or with Amazon, or many other web stores around. Or you could try out either to rent some mining power on one of the sites we have looked into, either the where you rent directly and put into your pool account, or where you simply do everything through a cloud mining service. On the other hand, if you want to start mining to actually earn some profits, then you need to ask yourself, what is the electricity cost in where you live? And if it's high, then forget about it. You need to have low electricity cost in the area where you live to make profitable mining. That is so simple. In case you have access to cheap electricity, then what I would suggest, and if you want to make money on mining, then you would look for the best possible mining equipment out there. How to find that is simply to find out, of course you need to look at the price of the equipment, but you also need to look into how much mining power does it generate per kilowatt of electricity. Normally the newer the miner, the less cost, the more mining power per kilowatt. I would again go to a site like CoinWars to describe this a little. If we took as an example, we could look at the new Antminer from Bitmain. I will put the link in the description where you can buy this miner, but it is a Bitcoin miner, and it mines around 4600 gigahash a second. It uses around 1180 watts. Now in this example, the power cost has been set very low. I will leave it as low because basically, as I said, forget about mining by yourself in case you do not live in an area with cheap electricity. Then we could put in pool fee. Let's just put it at one for the example. It could be more, it could be less, as we talked about earlier. The difficulty is already pre-filled. If you do the calculation through CoinWars, you can also do this calculation for any other coins than Bitcoins. But again, I recommend, or normally, it's more profitable to mine the bigger coins like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and so on, and some of the new ones with other algorithms. So all this is pre-filled. You could put in the hardware cost. In this case, this new Antminer, it cost around $1,600. Then you will, on top of that, you will need some power supply for it, and you will need to pay some shipping, and you might also need to pay some import tax, as this is shipped out of China. It's produced in China, and even though I know that many Chinese web shops sent with fake custom declaration, I actually doubt that that Bitmain do this, so you could end up paying a little in import tax as well. So then you do the calculation, and you'll see the time frame here. You will see how many coins you can expect to earn here. What they are worth, what these coins are worth as of today, the price of Bitcoins. The power cost, remember we set it really low. If you go, you need to check out what you are paying, but paying 10 cents per kilowatt is very, very cheap. Then you will see the pool fees. Again, this could be avoided if you do solo mining, but most people would mine, as we talked about, the bigger coins in pools. So, but it would be something around this. And then the profit, of course, you need to calculate in the price of the miner. So if the miner cost you, let's say, $2,000, including import tax and electricity supply and everything, then you would need to calculate how much it has lost in value. So maybe you can sell it altogether for $1,000 the year after. So then your cost of equipment for year one would be $1,000. So that should also be put in, and yeah, it could give some nice revenues. But again, remember, the cost of the equipment is not calculated in here, and we have put a very low power cost in. And also, you should expect the difficulty of the Bitcoin mining to increase during time. So it would be harder and harder to find Bitcoins, and so it would be less than this, but it could be close to. But again, no one knows how the difficulty will develop in the different coins. A few things you also need to think about when thinking about setting up miners is that in many countries, but that's of course something you have to look into for your specific country. In many countries, electricity, especially in the countries with cheap electricity, the electricity is actually subsidized by the government, so that the government secure a low price of electricity until a certain amount of electricity, so that you can buy a certain amount of electricity at a low price. So the government in this way secure that a normal family will pay only a little. But if you are running a company, or if you are using way more than normal amount of electricity, you will pay much more. So and it can be much more. It can be 3, 4, 5 times the amount of the first kilowatts. So check out how your electricity cost is calculated where you live. Also, you need to think about that in case with this miner that use 1180 watts, I am not 100% sure how this works globally, but I know in Europe and in Eastern Europe, many apartments and houses has a standard setup around 3000 watts. So basically that would mean that, yeah, you could put in one miner, you could maybe also put in two miners, but then when you turn on your vacuum cleaner or something, you would use more than what your power supply has been built for, and you might experience that you have to restart computers and so on. So you need to check out how many miners that you can actually run on your. Of course, this can be relatively easily changed, but it could also cost something to make changes in your electricity setup. The last thing I would remind everyone that think about having a miner at home is that it has a fan running 24/7, and the fan makes noise. So yeah, you need to either have a garage or a room where you can place this miner. Probably it's not that loud, but it's not something that you don't want to have a miner standing in your bedroom or in your office or anywhere, anything like that. You want to have the miner standing in a room where you are not yeah, not too much, because it makes this noise. So do the calculations, and yeah, in case you are living in an area with low electricity cost, then and you have the funds to invest in a miner, I strongly suggest you to do that. So I hope this video gave you a good impression of what is it like mining crypto coins. Again, there's so many different aspects of this, with so many new coins to mine and so on. So it's very difficult to get into details. This video is already quite long, and I could talk for many hours about many more aspects of this, but I hope this video gave you a good impression, and I hope that everyone and you will start mining a little, at least maybe not to earn any value, but at least to get into coins, and hopefully start to use coins of different kinds more in your daily life. Because all I can promise is that the technology behind these crypto coins, the blockchain technology, it will be the future. I will not make promises about any specific coins, but the blockchain technology, as I say in all my videos, that is the future. I will promise you that.